Hold it. We got to get online here.
Alderwoman Keith.
Here.
Alderwoman Madison.
Here.
Vice Mayor Adams.
Here.
Alderwoman Moretz.
Here.
Alderwoman Venable.
Here.
Thank you, Madam Recorder. Fellow citizens, please stand with me for the prayer and pledge of allegiance. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for our salvation. Thank you for everything you've granted us and all those things that we're too feeble to thank you for. Forgive us where we failed today, Lord. Please, if you would, Lord, give us the courage, strength, and wisdom to make the best decisions for our town. All this I pray in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen.
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 I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we will entertain public comments. Would anyone like to come to the podium and speak? Ms. Payne, you are recognized. Please state your name and address for the
4818
record.
Bluff City Highway. Let's see, food truck. Let's see, that's going to be a long ways off, right?
Don't know that, ma'am. It's according to how quickly, we go through the code.
Okay, I thought you said it was going to take.
And, that comes through planning and zoning first, so can't
Right.
tell you maybe a quarter.
But we have a food truck operating, right?
Say again, please.
Do we have a food truck operating?
I don't know that, ma'am.
Cajun Moon,
It's been there on there for months.
Yeah.
Holston, down here in Holston, RV Park.
Is this Q&A or what are we doing here?
Well, have we approved it or not?
Did I not state that previously?
I believe you just did, so I mean.
I'm not going to entertain any more questions. You have.
I think she needs to finish.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
she's got
finish.
4 minutes and 30
Okay.
minutes left.
All right. Did you approve the food truck or not? Can it
No, I'll answer
can it
that.
operate without being approved?
It's not in our code presently.
Then it can operate.
It's not in our code. Is that not right, Mr. Fry?
Not yet, but when we're doing the zoning update, we got to have a zone for it, and then we
Yep.
can have regular.
That's
And then we
what.
got to vote on it too, though.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. The second part, Sharon, you just turned on the video and audio.
What?
Messing with the machine. I saw you over there.
Yeah.
Was that to turn on this meeting?
Yes.
Did you have the last meeting on?
No.
All right. Do you all get minutes of meetings, of workshops?
No, we do not. Not
No.
for the workshop. Not required.
Okay. Well, I requested the audios, and I know Cindy Harkerode was down here one night, and she was doing an audio on it. I requested an audio, and I was told that they do not do audios. Jeff blackballed me from Facebook page. Did you all know that?
Say what?
Yes.
I didn't hear you.
He blackballed me. I can't make comments.
You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Why?
He said I violated the terms and conditions.
You certainly did.
But did I not ask you what terms and conditions?
They're clearly on the Facebook.
They clearly are not.
Yes, they are.
I looked.
You didn't find them.
Then please send them, because all he wants are nice comments.
They're on there.
That's all you all want down here are nice comments. Mine weren't unnice. I just asked a question.
You have
But-
it right.
Well, I thought I did, but point of contact up there,
Yep.
the only point of contact for anything down here, he tells me no to everything.
When it's necessary, yes.
And it appears to be necessary all the time when it comes to me.
You have 2 minutes remaining.
It's not right.
Well, let's see. How much was put back into the budget for town manager? When you all were
$0.
preparing the budget?
$0.
0? It was supposed to be money put back. But it's good. Yes, when you all said you were working on the budget, you said you were going to be working on putting money toward a town manager.
Right.
Well, now, none?
We
Okay.
haven't approved.
It's a good, huh?
We have an approved budget. It's already been through the board.
Exactly. Exactly.
She is not correct. We did not allocate any money for a town manager.
You all
because
said
there
you
is
were
none.
going to.
Going to? No, we did not.
Oh, yes,
No,
you
that
did.
was
It's in
not
the
ever stated.
videos.
There was a time when we were going to see about a part-time, or I think it was city manager and mayor, and you was asking Jeff for $24,000 a year.
That was on.
That
remember,
was-
that's on the charter change.
Okay,
That's the charter. But Eric, when Eric was on the board,
Yeah.
he said we cannot make progress if we do not apply and start and put money
I
this year
totally agree with
in the
Eric.
budget. So he was under the same understanding and impression I was under.
Well, we're working on it.
But at least we got $2 million in general funds. Now, it is my understanding, tell me if I'm wrong, that would have to come out of general funds, right?
You're wrong. General fund can't pay for it. Resources that are generated from our public works or police department or from our water and sewer have to pay for that
For city manager.
for city manager.
Okay.
Well, let's see,
right.
water
Would
and
y'all like for her
water.
to go on her?
What, may I continue?
Yes, go ahead.
May I continue?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Where does the money go that we get for all these speeding tickets? I'm sorry, not a lot of speeding tickets, infractions. So, does that go into, it sounds better, general funds?
No.
Where does it go?
It's the police budget.
Where?
It's the police budget.
It goes into the general.
Yeah.
It is general funds. We don't have a separate budget for the police department. Do we? No.
It goes,
The budget is public.
Public knowledge, and I'm aware of it. Heck, I'm the one that had to call down here and have you all make sure it finally got put up there. But anyway, I mean, water and sewer. We got water and sewer, and we've got general funds. Everything's either paid out of water and sewer to water and sewer, like water and sewer workers, right? General fund pays for administration, police department, cars. So town manager would come out of general funds. We can't come out of water and sewer. Right?
it has to come out of both. You
But-
have to split it because the city manager takes care of the general fund and the water sewer.
So it would come out of both?
You have to split it.
Okay. Oh, okay.
For the
But it
whole-
wouldn't be 50-50 though, would it? Because I mean, most of our income comes from general
It
funding.
has to be a percentage. It doesn't have to be 50-50. We just have to look at it.
I'm
We'll have to
sure
look at it
Mr.
tomorrow.
Fry could probably give a better breakdown on that. So
Well, that's what we're having
No, that's
for the special call
on the
meeting, is
financial
to
side.
ask these questions and figure out what we have to do to have a city manager.
well, we've got $2 million in general funds. I don't see how much more we need to figure out here. I'm just saying. But anyways, it's a real treat, and I do hope you all can get me put back up on Facebook page, and I want to know who to send my Freedom of Information Act to,
Same.
because I
as you
will not be
always-
sending it to you.
Same as you always do, the recorder or myself.
Well, you told me not to contact Sharon anymore.
I did not.
Oh, yes, I would be glad to forward my emails with Mr.
Please.
Walls
Okay.
here to any board member.
All right. Thank you, Miss Payne. You're at 8 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you all for allowing me to go over 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any other public comments? Ms. Sanders, you are recognized. Please state your name and address for the record.
Jean Ann Sanders, 251 Jonesboro Drive. So, in regards to the family committee, I have been at every committee meeting except for the first two.
I'm sorry, I forgot to mention your name.
That's okay. That's good. That's good. So, I don't know anything about how people got appointed. I was not there during that process. However, I can tell about what the purpose is of the committee, some of the plans for the future, because I have notes. The purpose of it is to bring the community back together as it once was, to make events in the future, such as the Christmas tree lighting, Christmas caroling. We were going to do something for Halloween, but Tom just kind of snuck up on us. We thought about doing pumpkin carving, but there's just too many kids to get pumpkins for. We just, we realize that, and I'm not on the board or whatever you want to call it. I just go to the meetings because, like I said, I wasn't there for the first two to get elected. I had stuff to go on with church, and I couldn't make it. So we realized that we can't ask for money. We are, it's either going to be self-given money or fundraisers. Like last meeting we talked about bake sales or stuff to do like at the parade or something to raise money. We ain't going to ask a dime from people, as far as, hey, we need money from the board. It's not that prerogative, So, we even talked about, like I think you were here when the library lady came.
I was.
Yeah,
That
she
was the
came.
last meeting I was told.
Yeah. We had no idea that the library offers so many things. It's awesome, So she brought a bunch of information, test prep, trying to get information out about the trunk or treats. Like I said, the Christmas caroling, and it's just to get information out there, especially when people move into the city, to get like contact information out, like the 538-3700 number out here to people. There's a lot of people moving here from out of state, believe it or not. They don't have a clue that they can contact the non-emergency number, or Bluff City Diner, or I don't know about Ridgewood now, but Partners or anything in Piney, just contact information, because when I moved here, I didn't have a clue who to call, So it's just kind of, it might be a welcome wagon, but it's also stuff to, just to get people to come together. And there's actually more people coming every single time. There's one girl that moved here. She came in last week to pay her water bill. She just moved here. She's coming to the next one. I'm like, that's awesome. I'll see you there, So word is getting out, and there's not a lot of people that's on Facebook. So we're trying to think of inventive ways to get the word out to everybody at low cost. Vicki at the post office, I went in there and talked to her. She donated a whole big bag of cards, blank cards, that we can just give out and just say, hey, thanks for moving here. Congrats or whatever. Just something nice. Just empathetic and wholehearted. I would have loved to have gotten that when I moved here. You get stuff like that from your bank for Christmas, It'd been awesome. So just something with like a nice homely touch, it means a lot. From a small town, you've got that on the sign, welcome home. We want it to be their home, That's all we're trying to do.
So you're saying when y'all don't want to be part of the city, and you want to, when it comes time next year to make the budget, are y'all going to ask for money then?
No, we don't ask for a dime. No, we don't want the citizens' money.
No, I'm not talking about citizens' money. I'm talking about the city.
Well, that is the citizens' money.
They give the money to the library, which is fine. They have been doing
No,
that.
we don't want a dime.
Okay. We'll see.
Because the budget money is the citizens' money. I mean, 100%.
I understand
Yes.
that point, but I'm saying, I just Because some on there, it just seems like they want to fill their
That's
pockets.
that budget money
not
is my
help the
money.
citizens.
I live here. That's my money. That's your money. That's your money. Everybody's money is that budget
I don't
money.
mind if my tax money goes to help.
But, I mean, Julie, I mean,
anybody,
honestly,
any
that's-
organization.
That's not our purpose. Is to ask for money out of that budget. That's not. We
Well,
don't.
that's what it sounds
I mean,
like.
there's no longer a committee, so,
Right, so
there-
what-
no,
what
no
is
money's
the-
going to go
yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the point
Right.
is if they're not a part of us, they can
They do.
qualify for grant money and things that they could not get if they were part of the city.
Right.
So we're not,
Like the Christmas tree lighting.
I think we're getting worked up over a
Yeah.
issue that's not going to be present.
It's
Smooth.
not even
Like,
a
we
part
can't
of us.
give them money.
And we're just trying to do a good thing, you know? Like the Christmas tree lighting. The store manager at Lowe's, I'm not best friends, but I'm very good friends with him.
That's what I'm getting.
I'm going to call him up. He's been out of town on training. I'm going to call him up and say, hey, can you hook us up with a donation?
Yeah,
If
and
not, we got another route we're going to go to. We're going to ask for donations.
If you
Not a
don't
big deal.
mind, will you please wrap it up?
That's
I'm sorry.
fine.
I get a little chatty. I get passionate, so. But yeah, that's all it is, you know. So, if you got questions, feel free, let me know. I don't care. I'll answer them, whenever.
Thank you, Ms. Sanders. Would anyone else like to speak during public comments? You are recognized, Ms. Clark.
932 Lona Lane. I think that's terrific that you found that mistake that Bristol was making. But just as my curiosity is killing me, are you able to share the amount that Bristol paid us back, and where does that money go, and what is it used for? Because I have no idea. I would just like to know.
They
You
don't
want
give us money back.
Right.
They adjusted our bill.
So how much was the adjustment? Can you share that?
Oh, the big one was
I can.
$10,000.
It was $12,000
$12,000.
for the first one.
They adjusted to 12,000.
Yeah, they billed us $20,800 and they adjusted it $12,000.
So they
But there
adjusted,
was
That's
no
more in line
money.
with what we
they
normally-
adjusted it down
They
to
just
12.
adjusted it just like you did an adjustment on.
Right.
So they billed us for what, 20?
$20,800 to my memory, and they adjusted it down to $12,000.
And so,
So we're $12,000.
Yeah, to $8,000.
so where
Adjusted
does
it
that
to-
money? What's that money used for? Well, I'm just asking.
Yes,
I don't
go
know.
ahead.
What fund does that go in? And
We
It don't. No, it's just a bill.
oh, so you didn't get any money back? They
No.
Had you-
Instead
It's
of
like
us
the-
having to pay $20,000.
so you had not already paid the $20,000.
We had not paid it,
Okay.
and we went to them, and they adjusted it down to the bill ended up being $8,000.
I understand. So there
So a
was,
$12,000 adjustment.
at that point, the $20,000 had not been paid.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
It was called by our CFO.
Well, that's what I
Right.
wanted to know.
And then the second month was what? They billed us, wasn't it 10?
10,000.
Huh?
It was 10,000.
10,006, and they adjusted it down to
6,000.
Yeah, 6,000.
So we have no idea, no way to know how long that had been back.
Well, we're working with them,
Oh, okay.
and that's what. This is just a couple of days, few days ago.
So they
so-
can actually go back and find other
We are
months?
working on that
Yeah.
with them.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so at that point, if they go back to where we've already paid a certain amount, then they would owe money, right?
Potentially, I don't know, but
Okay.
right now we're working with them. And Sharon, again, bragging on her.
Oh, yeah. Well,
She
that's-
pulled up 3 years worth of data, and she
Right.
had it like right there. And then here's what our bill was, and this, and she just made it everything. And then we presented that to the city manager and everybody involved, including my friend Mayor Luttrell, and they jumped right on it. And so it's ongoing.
Okay, so there may be further down the line some monies given back.
We'll see what the settlement is,
All right.
but we don't know at this point.
All right.
All right. Any other public comments? Any other public comments? Hearing and seeing none, we'll move on to discussion and action. First item on the agenda is the town manager position. The floor is now open for discussion.
Well, I'll start off. I have a question that's really been bothering me concerning that cookout. And I'd like to ask, I know our mayor said that he didn't need to bring it before the board. And I want to ask the attorney, anytime there's a function here at City Hall and people come on our property, don't it need to go before the board?
Yes, the mayor and I spoke about that after the fact.
Well, he told me that you spoke with him. I mean, I don't mind, what I say once, I say twice, but yeah, he told me that you spoke with him.
We did speak about that, and one more time, personally.
Wait a minute. I asked the attorney.
Oh, please. Were you done, Mr.
It
Craig?
went before the board.
Yes, it's my recommendation for anything like that to come before the board.
It should have went before the board.
And I apologize, it didn't. I've apologized before.
All right.
I've been the mayor 87 days.
Well, but you said you knew your role.
Again.
And also, I thank you for the day that we had the celebration. And I wasn't going to say anything about it, but it's just been one thing right after another. You know that Adam's supposed to have emceed at that celebration.
Yes, we know that.
And you just took over and ignored it. I didn't appreciate that, and I know the family didn't. And that really hurt because I had to go back and apologize to people that you shouldn't have done that. Because you had, even with the board, everybody okayed me doing it. And so did you. You sat right there, and we told you. And you said, well, I want to MC. And we said, no, Adam's going to do it.
No, that was not stated, Carol.
Yes, it was.
I wrote
up here. You
before
said that you had it in the back of your head.
I was the backup.
Did you hear?
Remember the discussion?
Yeah, you was the backup.
And then
But Adam
Mr.
was there.
Dixon did not show up until 11:30.
No, Jeff,
Yes,
that is not true.
he did.
That is not true.
I was standing
Chief,
there.
you was there. It started at 11.
No, ma'am.
Adam was.
Remember, we adjusted the time to 11:30.
Miss Sharon, I don't want to put you on the spot.
The
but
cards were in.
Adam was there. Because I
No, ma'am.
introduced Adam to my granddaughter.
Well,
Now, you
I
are
saw
not
him
telling
at
the truth.
11:30.
I told you he was there because you told
Oh,
Adam,
yeah.
you said, when Adam's supposed to came up there to sit in front, you looked at him and said, sit there.
Well,
now, you did say that.
I'm stating the fact. 11:30. And the ceremony was supposed to begin when? 11:30.
You don't have to say anything else.
11:30.
Mr. Fry, you was there. Sharon was there.
I was there.
You was there.
I didn't know who he was, but I did see,
You was there,
Sitting there.
Miss Sanders. You are not telling the truth.
No, you're not telling the truth. Actually,
Oh my God!
Everybody know he's not
I'm not-
telling the truth. People said that.
I'm sorry.
You're not.
I have nothing else to say.
he
I have
was
nothing else
supposed
to
to
say.
be there at 10:45.
Adam was there.
He didn't
Adam
show.
was there,
He
and you
didn't show.
and you had Mr. Campbell to sit up front. Now y'all can sit here and not say anything and go along with him, but y'all know that Adam was there.
Adam was there because I
wasn't
remember
there.
He was there at 11
He was
o'clock.
there.
I had COVID. So
I was home with COVID.
He was there.
Miss Sharon, you was sitting up front with me.
Who-
I'm not going to sit here and go along with any lies. I don't care who's speaking them out.
He was there.
But God knows. I'm done with it, Jeff. I'm done with it.
ceremony
I'm done
went
with it.
well.
I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
Okay, very good.
A liar cannot be trusted. I am done with it.
Okay.
I'm done with it.
All right. Anything
Okay.
else?
Well,
I want to
Mr.
make a motion for a week and get a new city manager.
I second it.
City manager.
I am not going back. I am not going back. I've been here, about 3 years. And thank God the last year and a half we were moving forward. And it breaks my heart to sit up here and see us going back again. I sat up here with a board that wouldn't hardly even speak up. Now we've got a strong board, and I pray that you guys will speak up and stand up for what's right. I don't know who's the mayor's going to be next. I don't even know who the vice mayor is going to be after the election. But let's do things right. If we want to move forward, then we got to speak truth and do what's right. You are not telling the truth, and that hurts.
You are.
That hurts.
Hey,
I've got video.
it's the truth, please.
And Mr. Fry, you sit right there in Sheraton, and you know.
I know he was there, but I have no idea.
Yes, he was there.
I
Do
know
you
he
think I was
there.
not looking for the guy, Carol?
I told you he was there.
I mean, I wanted to hand him that.
Now I know I don't want to put you on the spot. You knew Adam was there. Now what?
Everybody
Wait a
can
minute. I
affirm
want to
he
get. Wait a
was
minute.
there.
Wait a minute. Did you know Adam was there? Thank you. And
But-
did you ask? He was there.
Okay, but
And-
what time did he arrive?
He was
we
there
need to
about
discuss the
15
town
till.
manager position.
Yeah, we're not
This-
talking
I mean,
All right, Ben, I understand, Vice Mayor, but it hurts me that we've got a leader. We're supposed to have a leader to lead the people. All I ask people to do is tell the truth. I'll stand with you as long as it's right, but I cannot tolerate lies.
Well, you know.
I have no patience for that.
Well, at this point,
I'm
we have a
gonna stand for
motion
what is
and a
right.
second toward the town manager, and the council raised his hand.
Let me suggest this. We've done this before, and I think we need to get MTAS.
I understand what you're saying, and I hear your advice, but I want to ask if our vice mayor can act as an interim until we get one.
No.
No.
Well, then we'll hire one. We are the board. And if we don't have the money, we get the money. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm not wasting my time coming down here and listening to somebody that's not going to tell the truth.
Well, I would suggest we get MTAS to come in and make a presentation on.
What do you find funny? This is serious.
Because MTS was the.
You were out of order. You were out of order.
Carol, may I?
Thank you.
Y'all going to tell the truth, then I might as well leave myself. And I'll go to
Wait a minute.
MTest and report everything.
Well, wait a minute.
Carol, did you ask me a question?
Yes, you asked Miss Painter question.
What
You
was
asked what's
funny?
funny.
Yes. The subject of MTS.
Yeah, the subject
It was
MTS.
brought up at the last
I know.
meeting, and you were put off at that point in
I know.
time with MTS.
I know.
To get with MTS.
I know.
Not with MTS. Anybody?
Actually,
And I had a hard time getting a special call meeting.
according to
Oh,
the
it
minutes
is.
of the meeting, you stated that you would contact
You
MTS
said-
Monday.
But remember when you said you do
It's
it?
actually I have them on my desk.
Well, I will. I guess I'll. Well, Ms. Sharon, can you contact MTS for us? Thank you.
Find out who's.
Thank you. But we're going to have somebody, we can hire somebody part-time as a city manager. That we can do.
We don't have it in the budget.
Well, we're going to have to try to get it because I am not, it's a waste of time. Then we all might as well go home and just let our mayor run the town.
I'm saying you have to appropriate the funds before you can
Well,
offer.
why wasn't it appropriated? Because, just hear me out. Nothing against you. But when Irene Wells was up here, the mayor and the city manager, a lot of people disliked that.
But she told the truth.
But, okay, and everybody said she can't do both. She can't get paid for both. That's fine and dandy. But, so it seems to me, after her unfortunate death, you knew, everybody knew that you wanted,
Told you he would.
we're going to have a town manager. So it seems like somebody would
should have been
have brought up
already
the
appropriated
program
in the
there.
budget months
Right.
ago, in
It
my
always
opinion.
was, and it's so sad because
Me.
Irene, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but the night I seen you on the news a few weeks before she passed away, I was in tears seeing you talking bad about her wanting that. I think it was a $2,000.
20.
Okay, $20,000. You
Oh,
look back.
Lord,
that's,
that was a
It
lie.
was the truth.
That was
That's a lie.
it's a lie.
I was sitting right there.
Oh,
Sharon,
Lord.
she did not ask for that.
It doesn't matter. Even
Yeah.
if, okay, let's
God, he's lying big
Being
time.
vice
Look
mayor.
at the
about
film.
things like
Vice
He's
that.
mayor.
lying big time.
Oh, I can't.
Thank God Bill's not
Even
here.
if it was true,
Kids.
Jim,
you don't
It was the
get
truth.
on public
She
TV
didn't ask
and
for
go against your own board.
vice mayor. She didn't
That's
ask
all.
for it.
All right, so we have a motion on
That's
the
a
floor
lie.
and a
Help.
second.
We need help.
We have a motion on the floor and a second.
There should have been something in the budget months ago if they've been talking about it when Irene was the mayor and everybody else was the mayor.
Right.
It
That's
should have
why
already
we
been
thought
talked
it
about,
was.
discussed before now. Like,
Go
we
ahead.
already have some money in the
May I
budget
say
for
something?
months.
Yes.
That's why we
Go
thought.
ahead.
When you tried, Ray Harrington tried to be the city manager, he wasn't up on the board. He had to resign from the board. And Mr. Rawls said he couldn't handle a job because he had a full-time job. And you've got a full-time job, sir.
I do.
So what makes you more qualified than Ray was?
My performance.
Beg your pardon? Beg your pardon?
My performance.
Mr. Fry, this
At
is
one
just
time,
gone
you
too far.
worked for the city. How'd that work out for you?
Worked out great.
I understand you resigned, sir.
I did.
I understand you had
You
to
were
resign.
told to
That's
resign
all.
or
I
get
didn't want to
fired.
bring it up, but you said it. Why is it different now than it was with Ray Harrington? And I'm not a Ray Harrington. He does not like me, and I don't like him. He divorced my niece. So I don't like him for that.
Okay.
But what changed in 2 weeks? Y'all, I thank you for letting me speak.
Okay. So
I think that we can come up with some kind of package for a part-time city manager. I think that can be worked out. We need that.
Yes.
In order to go
Going to-
forward.
It could
Because
be
I
someone
had to.
done going to school, business school, like an intern, something. Like they've already gone
Yeah,
to something
somebody-
they can work towards to go
That
towards their
work
career in
part-time.
the future. We can work something out. I mean, if you had some like interns,
Yeah.
you know, they do that all the time in businesses now.
Yeah. There's a young lady
who
that
works to
goes to
Get it on
school
their
and
resumes for
that
their
can
future.
work part-time and would be good. And would be good at it.
Or you could have somebody come in the shadows and they do that.
Yeah. It can be done.
Can I please add something?
someone who's retired and bored at home. You can't ever tell. We can find somebody.
Wait a minute.
Wait
a minute.
Big.
I see the
Is it-
day-to-day
It's bigger than
operations
what
here
people
every
really
single
think.
day.
Yeah, I know.
And there has been so much change that you all, I'm not saying anything bad, that you all don't see here that myself, Sharon, Wanda, and Sandy see. And we see the future that's going to happen, whether it's tomorrow, November, December, even January. You cannot fit another filing cabinet in that office because of how the previous mayors were so stuck in the times. Okay? Jeff is trying to get us electronic. And it costs money.
Be quiet.
Right. It's good. I thank you for your comment. I thank you for it. But right now, my focus is telling the truth. Because we will not go forward if somebody's going to sit up here and not tell the truth. And then also in that front office, we've got a long ways to go. Because I know there's a lot of backbiting, a lot of talking going on, a lot of mess going on that needs to be cleaned up. So there's problems everywhere. There is problems everywhere. But right now we need to focus on this meeting and try to get things done.
And I know, I've heard that that's going on. I don't know, I don't pay attention to that. I come to work to do a job.
That's right. And people need to do their job. Be thankful they got a job because every one of us sitting up here can be replaced. None of us is irreplaceable.
Absolutely, 100%.
Exactly. So I'm not down here playing games. I want to move forward, and we can get a part-time city manager because
We got to figure out how to do that.
we'll do
That's
it.
the problem.
That's what we
I don't
gotta
know
figure out.
legally.
Well, we will
how we
do
get
it.
one.
We
I don't
will
know how
do
we're
it.
going to pay for
Well,
one.
we will
we
do
haven't
it.
even gotten into
Well,
it.
then we have to cut because I don't know how anybody can sit up here on this board and go along with somebody that's not telling the truth. You got a problem. You got a problem.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes. I mean, to sit here and just not tell the truth.
I agree with that.
What else you not telling the truth about? I'm not wasting my time.
All right,
down here.
so we have.
I nominated people on this board that I believe that would stand and do what's right. I know elections 2 more years, but honey, if I have to come back 2 more in 2 more years with 2 stronger people, I'll do it.
So we have a motion on the floor and a second toward the town manager position. Is there any further discussion?
I don't think we're in a position to vote on it.
I think we
I
are.
think we are. We
We
can
could
come
just say we want to
together.
hire a town manager and we'll pay somebody part-time $24,000. I don't know if we can. I can't vote on
We
that.
could, well, being we was
Discuss.
able to do it
What?
last year.
I need to hear from Sharon what
All
our
right, but wait
financial
just a
options
minute.
are.
Wait just a minute.
I need to hear from Paul what the legal ramifications,
Jeff got
what
here
we've got to do.
and went on national TV and told him that we had plenty of money. I don't know if you was
I
on the
don't-
board last year or not.
I don't know if we
He
do or
was
not.
wanting $24,000 right after Irene died to give to the mayor and city manager. But thank God Eric said no. So, we got the money when it's good for somebody, but when it's good for somebody else, we don't have the money. Now, we got a problem.
I mean,
We've got a
CFO's got to
serious
answer that
problem.
question for me, and Paul's got to answer for me what we've got to do legally. We've got a situation where we had a prior mayor.
We
that
need a
created
mayor.
This problem.
We need a city manager.
We've got a prior mayor that created this
Okay.
situation because she took on the city manager job for no pay. Now we're stuck with a mayor that has to do that job from that point forward. So I don't know what we've got to do to separate those two positions and how we're going to pay
Well,
the
if we
person
can't
who's
pay
going
a
to be the
city
city
manager, then we don't need to be a town. If we can't afford a city manager, we cannot be a town. I mean, is it just anybody sit up here and be city manager that save $1?
But we can't vote on it if that hasn't even been
Well,
discussed.
the board can vote.
Well, Mr.
It
Fry's
only
over here.
takes
He's
three.
ready to talk. He's ready to tell us.
I would love to hear.
Let's get it going.
Well, I would suggest we
MTS.
have MTS come in and make a presentation. They will answer all of these.
Yes, and M has to say $80,000 like he did last year. I'm talking about a part-time city manager. I mean, we can offer a good benefit package. Ray, he was going to do it. We were going to let him do it. But then Jeff didn't want him. We voted no. But Ray was going to do it.
But didn't he not live in the city, though?
But he could have been city manager.
She'll be the city
Right.
That has nothing to do with it.
They couldn't be on the board.
And if we could get a part-time city manager and give them insurance and maybe just a little bit, pay them a little something.
You'd be surprised. Somebody would do
Just
that.
like Mr. Fry said, if you let MTS,
M-Test will come. We done it before.
but you all can tell them what you want to do. If you want a part-time, if you want a full-time, get.
This sounds
And
like
they can-
stalling. Well, we want somebody in place tonight.
But you need to listen with MTS.
How in the world-
Questions.
When people sit and not even tell the truth, they're automatically fired. I mean, what is wrong with people around
Go
here?
ahead, Mrs. Payne. You got something to say.
This is too much for me.
We need to reel this in.
Go ahead, Mrs.
Yes,
Payne.
sit you down.
Maybe calm down.
I'm done.
To remove him.
I'm sorry.
You can vote to remove him.
I know it.
You don't need a city manager for life.
I know it.
Okay.
You're
Thank
right.
you.
I'll vote to remove him.
According to the charter, you can't.
You can't.
And you have to hire a city manager,
Well, then we'll hire one.
and then he's automatically removed.
We'll hire one.
We'll hire one right now.
That's a young
How we
lady
gonna
right
pay?
there. Would you be interested? You had reached out before? Come to the podium. Give us your name. She had reached out.
We've got somebody here for the city
No,
manager.
she reached out. She reached out.
Yes.
Well, go ahead, young lady.
She's seen your post, Jeff.
All right, here you go.
Yes, I would like to present myself for city manager. I do have business experience, and I'm set up to graduate in May as summa cum laude. So I'm doing well in school, and I would like to present myself as available for that position. And I would be fine with part-time or whatever. My mom worked in human resource managing, so for the city of Bristol. So I kind of have some background there as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. She's seen your post, and I told her that we were hiring.
Great. Wonderful.
And there's another person, too, that called and seen your post. So we would like to.
Paul,
find
is
out
there
more.
some kind of procedure that we have to do before we would hire someone?
I think you
Don't
would
you have
need
to post that?
Don't you have to
would need
appoint?
I think you'd need to advertise it. I think you would want to advertise it.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Right. And I believe, as far as for me personally, I would like an interview process for
Exactly.
a city manager. I'll just
Exactly.
vote on it.
We've got to move it.
Yeah, don't
Thin air.
Okay, so we still have a motion on the floor in a second toward the town manager position. Do you desire to withdraw or change your motion?
No, I don't. No. Y'all can sit there all you want to and go along with it.
Okay.
But I'm going to stand for what's right.
You've heard the statement from our council. You've heard from the CMFO. Any other discussion?
And you said our vice mayor cannot act as interim?
No, cannot.
No.
Cannot.
Well, how about the department heads?
No. No, you cannot. The only way you remove the mayor as the town manager
is to hire.
One.
Well, we've got one.
How can we hire one?
That's the question we don't have an answer to.
And we've suggested that we bring in an advisory service.
I'm not doing that because MTS would say $80,000.
I think it's more of a job than you think.
Carol, no, I talked to Mike at MTS last week, and he said if you all wanted someone to come up here, that he would figure out who it was, because Pat Hardy is leaving in the December.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't hired the guy yet that's taken his place, but he said he would. If you all wanted one, I told him what you were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
That you were looking, that he would find out who would come up here and tell you how salaries was and how to go through it.
The process.
Okay, that sounds good.
So
But
do that.
I can send tomorrow, call Mike and see if he found out who you all need to come up here.
Okay, all right, sounds great. But also, this young lady right here, you get a chance or something to talk to her if you want to interview her, I'm sure she'd be willing to talk to you. Or anybody else, because she's interested in the position also.
She would have to go through the formal process.
The board.
The formal process.
Yeah, the board. It's us.
Yeah, the formal process.
Not you,
So let's
the board.
just for argument's sake, Sharon, if we had to come up with $80,000 to hire a city manager, where would that come from?
You'd be in the red at the end of the year when you do your audit.
And what? So can we take just money from the general fund to pay this salary?
You don't put in the budget what you have in reserve. You have, and that is an ongoing operation. Every year. Okay? You 80,000 out of reserve, 80,000. They don't allow that. You have to bring in enough money in 1 year to pay $80,000 out.
Okay,
and that will include finding more revenue.
Okay, but how about part-time?
But before we get to that question, how do we raise that money? Like what are our streams of revenue? What would we have to do to get the $80,000? What are our
Property
options?
Taxes, water, sewer, and the revenue from the police department.
Why do we keep saying 80,000?
I'm just saying for argument's sake. I'm just saying it's a number.
You're also saying full time. Where are we talking about?
Part-time. We've got department heads.
Somebody who wants to just fill in a few hours a day, and we could give them benefits.
Yeah.
Because the benefits the city gives, these employees are outstanding. And some people, believe it or not, would actually work for that.
For the insurance.
It's so high now.
It can be done if you really want it done.
Well, that's why we're
benefits
saying
are how much?
If MTAS comes through,
you know how much insurance
they can
is.
tell you what a part-time person would be. They would know more about what a part-time person would be, how much a full-time would be. That's where if they know those figures.
Right, but couldn't we negotiate? Do we have to go through MTS to hire us?
No, they give you an outline.
Yeah, well, we don't have to do that. We could just, somebody that's in school, working part-time that'll help you out. We got department heads.
But who's...
We just want to throw anybody we got in?
No, not, well, look, we got somebody that's sitting here not telling the truth.
You can at least listen to the
verify that.
But
I'm not discussing like a personal matter. What I'm discussing.
I heard you.
Verify.
I heard you.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor and a second toward a town manager. Is there any further discussion? So,
Can we advertise? Can it go start it in the paper tomorrow? Looking for a part-time city manager.
And pay them what? And give them what?
Yeah. Okay,
I mean,
Ben, what I don't get is last year, you wasn't here, Jeff was ready to give $24,000.
that was a charter change, Carol.
Well, then we'll do a charter change, whatever it takes place.
It wouldn't have
Like
taken
you
effect
said,
to the next election cycle.
Well, I tell you what, it would have taken effect in November. In November after the election, which you would have been mayor, so you would have been collecting that $24,000. But you didn't.
I remind everyone that you approved the budget.
I sure did.
Yeah.
It's always been.
Thank God it didn't go through.
For a short time.
No, it did go through. We're on an approved budget.
Eric, oh, I'm not talking about the budget. I'm talking about the other one. This is a waste of time. If she don't, oh, honey, you wait 2 years from now.
Well, I know they never had at least past 10 years.
We've never had one until.
Don't you think we need a city manager?
I mean, yeah. I don't know if we can do that right now, though.
That's
all I'm saying
is when Judy the lady.
Well, I think we
but
can.
The thing is we don't have no money to pay nobody. We don't.
We've got money.
How are we gonna get someone to come down here to work for free, though?
They're not going to work for free.
We can't run an ad to hire someone if we can't tell them what they're
Well,
going
then,
to do.
if you're happy with Jeff sitting there, so be it.
You're unhappy with Jeff sitting there.
Yes, I am.
We know what's going on. I get it.
With
I get it.
If you can
I
tolerate
understand
it,
that.
okay.
We don't need to keep going over that. Like what we,
Well,
if we
you
want
hear
to,
me.
if we want a town manager, we got to create a plan to put one in place.
Yes.
We can't just say, "Well, fire Jeff. We'll put anybody
I'm not
the hell
saying
in here
fire
that we
Jeff.
want,
No,
and let's go."
I made a mistake.
We can't do
myself.
that.
I don't want to
We
make
cannot
any
do
more.
that. And I'm not going to like.
Right now, and then we have no one or nothing to do anything.
Why, heck, why not?
Please.
We're now, anyways.
Yeah.
You're qualified.
I see that this really doesn't seem to be going anywhere, and as a citizen, it kind of makes me a little nervous.
Me too.
To know that we're trying to make a decision on hiring somebody to run our city without you guys being comfortable with what you're going to do. It really makes me nervous.
Makes me nervous.
We need a city manager. I agree with you. We need him. It needs to be separated.
Mm-hmm.
But you all need to, if you have to have another meeting or something, to agree on how you're going to go about putting this in the paper. Because if I was going, I'm not applying, but if I was going to apply for a city manager position, I would want to see what those what are the job duties first of all.
Bingo.
And how much are you offering?
Bingo.
Pay, because I would not take a job if I didn't know what my duties were.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The purpose of this meeting is to discuss these things.
What is the
And we're not
I understand what you're saying,
discussing
Ms.
them.
Clark. We have gone through this for the last 7 years.
Well,
It needs to be done. It does. It really does. Because if we can't afford one, we'd have no business being a city.
To where it's written out on paper.
I totally agree.
Because you can't get somebody to take a job.
No.
All right. So, thank you, Miss Clark.
I know.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Harmon. So again, we have a motion and second on the floor, and please, if you would rephrase the motion, Carol. It was to hire a town manager, just so I'm clear.
Yes, I think we need to.
So does that speak to the beginning
I will
of the
speak to
process, or are we going to get an advisory service, or what is the intent of your motion for the record? For the record.
I'm just for the record. And I don't want to be rude or anything because you guys know me. I stand for what is right. And I have been going through this for years. And I am one woman that's not afraid to open her mouth. I just do not see how anybody can sit up here and hear somebody lie and not have a problem. I got a problem with you.
I don't believe you've proven that, actually.
Yeah, there's witnesses that heard it. I don't have to prove that.
Yeah, it's unproven.
Yeah.
It's my word against yours, Carol.
Paul, Mr. Hurd.
And that's where we're at.
That's
So,
fine.
again,
we've got a motion on the
have-
floor, but it's not clear what that motion is.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
Clarify
established
the
I want a
motion.
city manager.
You're
Clarify
claiming
the
he's
motion.
lying. He's saying he's not lying.
Oh, Ben,
Yeah, whatever.
I'm
I
over
mean,
that.
right
I
now
am
we have a
over
motion
that.
and second
I'm not
on
wasting
the
my
That's what
time.
we're talking about again.
I'm not wasting my time, okay? I will stand with the people. You guys do what you feel like you have to do. I'll do what I have to do. We need a city manager.
Okay, so you have a motion
Vote
on the
any way you
floor
want.
that simply stated to me, the way I heard it, that you desire to, right this second, hire a town manager.
Well, I'm
so,
willing to wait if we can set if the vice mayor could work closely with you
that is never a problem.
and oversee.
The vice mayor has an alarm code, keys, and
because
email.
I trust him.
He has keys to my office.
To
Yeah.
We
oversee.
spoke, what, 2 days ago?
We speak often.
Yeah.
We
I
do.
know. You and Richard did too. I know.
Well, that's what we're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
What are the duties exactly for a town manager?
It's in the charter, man.
To
Yeah.
sign papers.
It is a lot.
It's also
Yeah.
part of the job.
This is sad.
That's, I mean, when I was considering a run for mayor, I declined. I mean, this is before anybody, but I'm talking about months ago. I knew I couldn't do the job because the city manager job was going to require, and the people that I spoke with, it was going to require a minimum of 30 hours a week that I could not do.
It's more than that, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm here 7 days a week.
Well, you know what?
I would, yeah. I mean, so I couldn't even consider making a run for mayor because the job requirements of the city manager job were going to be too much for me because I'm fully employed, have a son. Like there's not enough time in the day for me to halfway do a city manager job on top of that.
Well, let me say something. When Ray was on here, I was at Ridgewood one day, and he said, "Don't you think Irene is asking too much?" And he says, "It only takes a few hours a day." That's what he said.
I can tell you just in the short time that I've been on this board and seeing what the mayor / city manager job duties are, that is not the case, regardless of what anybody said.
Well, I know
There's a
when Bill
lot
Wells
of work
was
that
the
goes
mayor.
into it. And we're not going to get an intern in here, come in, put in the kind of time that's required. We're not going to be able to pay somebody. I mean, this is my own personal opinion, but we're not going to be able to pay somebody $20,000 and some benefits to come in here and do the
You
job.
don't think so?
I don't. Not at all. Because
What if we could?
the things that we are going over, the things that this workshop items, these 30 things that we dealt with, you tell me how somebody does all of that in a part-time
Well, to be
manner.
honest with you, after tonight, I'm not sure about this worksheet. And I am
Verify.
Whatever's on this worksheet, though.
Verify.
If it's not,
I will be.
Please.
these things are needing to be done. This is what a city manager would be working on, whether these things are fair fantasy world or not. These are real things that need to get done.
You know,
and we got a city. We're going to have a city manager that does this.
Well, I tell you what, Jeff came in on a good foundation. Let us not forget. The reason why our town is in such great shape is because Mayor Irene Wells laid the foundation. We want to move forward. We don't want to go back. So he came in on a very good foundation. Let's not forget.
Yeah. City manager issue is specifically because of Irene.
How about you? Would you take city manager?
Oh, Lord, no.
She's kidding.
I was kidding.
I mean, this is a joke.
$180,000.
It's a joke.
Lord, no.
All right, well,
Okay.
I make up my own rules.
All I would like to say is on this one, Bluff City residents, I apologize. But I will continue to stand up and speak out for what is right. And if you need me, please feel free to call me anytime. Because regardless of what this board say or do, if you need me, honey, I will stand right there beside you and I will fight for you and fight with you. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Can we still get a clarification on the motion? It's still
Yes,
open.
please.
Remember,
Like, what are
Yes.
what are we voting on right
We-
now?
we need
We've got
a
a motion and a
clarification of
second, and I
motion.
don't know what it is.
wanting the city manager here.
Okay, so how will we go about
All right, I tell you what. Let's table this, city manager, until we talk to a few more people, and I'll make some phone calls, and we'll come back again, and hopefully the board will be inclined to hire one.
Well, I mean, that's what the workshop. That's what we're supposed to be doing today.
I know.
Like I want
I
to.
know, but let's.
I want to talk to Sharon. I want to talk to Paul.
You go
We've
ahead
not
and
got an
talk-
opportunity
you go ahead and talk to them. Go ahead. Take
because
your
we're
time.
ready to. We
Go ahead.
got somebody ready to step
All
in.
right, very good. Carol, are you willing to withdraw your previous motion and make a motion to postpone this item?
Well, Ben, you go ahead and do your talk first. I don't want to interrupt that.
It's not my talk. I'm not hiring the city manager. But like, if we're going to create a position, I believe like we should hear from our chief financial officer and from our attorney about the legal and financial options that we're going to have in order to create this position.
Go ahead.
And either one could go. I'm not picky about that.
Harold, do you all want to have someone from MTAS? Do you all want that?
Well, basically, if we don't have to have them, then why waste the time? But I would like to have a class with MTS.
Well, I think they would answer all of the questions that have been asked here tonight. I
Yeah.
think MTS can
Oh, yeah.
answer it because, yeah.
We met with them before.
Right.
I met with them before. I've been down this road before. I have been down this road before. And that's why when I nominated people on the board, I nominate people that I thought and believed that will stand up for what is right.
You're asking two very different questions here. We're talking about creating a position for city manager, and then that's what this meeting is for. It's what I'm trying to figure out. And
But you're concerned about the money.
Yeah.
Right. So go ahead.
I mean,
so should you be.
Again, can we? So, all right. So we're going to have MTAS come in, do a report, and show us what the typical costs are, what the job descriptions are going like. Well, I mean, our charter speaks to the job descriptions,
And
but
how to search, what the ad needs to say.
right. I mean, there's a protocol we have to follow to fill this position. We can't just
I understand
do it.
that.
Well,
I don't understand how Ray
that's what I was going to say.
was mentioned to be one.
I
And
know.
now,
I have nothing to do with that. I don't know how that happened, how that went down. I'm asking Paul, what, like, I know that anytime, like, if you work at a university, you can't just hire your buddy. Like, you gotta advertise it.
Yep.
Sometimes you can do
I know
internal,
you got to be
sometimes
careful
you gotta
hiring
do,
your buddies and hiring your friends too.
sometimes you
understand
gotta do, like, internal offerings first and then public offerings after that.
Exactly.
I don't know what that process is. I want to know what that is. So MTAS is going to be able to show me what
Yes.
Yeah, MTS
how that
will
process
show you what
is.
that is.
Yes.
And
Okay, so
our grants, some of our grants require this.
Well, okay, and then I will make a point of talking to someone with MTS because I sure have some concerns.
Okay, so
Need to call them.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
I would like for you
Please.
to.
Please.
okay,
Please.
so again, we have a motion on the floor and a second to hire a town manager. Would you like to withdraw that previous motion and make a motion either to postpone or to direct the staff to contact MTAS for advice?
Well, you know what? Look like I'm on my own on this one. Mine is to hire a city manager, but I will table it this time. And then I will talk to some more people also. Because even MTS, they don't tell us who to hire. I mean, you can negotiate somebody's salary.
No, yes.
You can negotiate. You can get people. Sometimes people feel sorry for you and come in here and work. They knew some of the things we're going through. Somebody might.
All right, so am I to understand, Carol, you
Hopefully
are
we can have a
withdrawing-
meeting next week.
So you are withdrawing your original motion to hire and making a motion to postpone. Is that your motion?
I want to hire, but we had to hire tonight. Is that correct?
The motion
No,
on
I'm
the floor
asking
is
him.
to hire.
No.
I preside over the board.
No.
I'm asking.
Okay, wait a minute. We don't have to hire tonight, right?
No.
Okay, well, see, you had me thinking that we had to hire tonight.
I'm not sure.
There's no way I could hire
Of course not. Of course not. Okay, yes, I'll make a motion to hire a city manager. I mean, we may not hire none the next month or 2 months from now.
I second it.
Okay, there's already a motion and second on the floor for that.
Okay.
So, and then we had discussion. And then you've heard from the CMFO, you've heard from our council. So you're saying you want to keep your motion as is?
To hire, yes.
Is there any further discussion?
I would like to talk to Sharon about the money aspect of this. I don't want to vote on a motion to hire a city manager.
Well, we're not going to
if
hire
we
it right
cannot-
now. We're going to be talking about it.
Right,
then.
but I mean, if we don't have it in our budget, we will have to wait until we have it in our budget.
We'll
And I
work
want to
around
know
that.
how we can get there, what we can afford to do.
Okay.
And that's
You're
what I would
entitled
like
to
to.
your vote. Go
I
ahead.
would like to ask
Go
Sharon
ahead.
some questions. I still haven't. It's been 43 minutes since we started this. I still haven't gotten to ask you a question, Sharon. I just would like to know, we'll just say X. How do we pay X for a city manager based on what we have right now?
Decide how much, and then you do amendment to the budget, and you vote on it.
Thank you.
It takes 2 readings, just like you did on the budget.
Thank you. And it's not like we're hiring somebody next
But
week.
you have to have the figures and what you're going to do.
Right.
So we have to allocate funds and make an amendment to our budget and send that off to the Secretary of State for approval, or the Comptroller's office. I'm sorry.
You don't send it to Comptroller's office. I mean, I send it in after you all okay it. They just
Like we do
put
everything
it on
else.
our budget.
Okay, so
Big items, you have to send little things that you do. You don't have to send in to Comptrollers. Big items, like the hiring somebody, you have to do. You do the amendment, you do everything that you all want to do. I send the amendment in, so they will amend our budget at the Comptroller's office.
okay, so
Right.
my next question is, okay, we're going to pay city manager X. We have a vote. We're going to do that. We send that amendment in. Where can we get that money from? Can I mean, we can't take it just out of the general fund. I mean, you did say that, like, we can't just.
Well, you have to look at how much I can't remember off the top of it again, what you're in the black. Then you have to decide how much you want, and then you'll decide, okay, funds do not come in. At the end of the year, when you do the audit, you will show in the red.
Okay. So there's no way for us to take money from the $2 million in the general fund and pay for this position,
No.
no matter what the value of it is.
Well, when you do it, you bring it out of your reserve, okay? But when the audit is done, it will still come out of, you can only spend the money and not come in red for 1 year. Whatever money comes in that 1 year, if you bring in $2 million, okay? If you spend over that $2 million, you're in the red for that year. And when your audit comes out, you will show in the red.
So regardless of what we've got
And
to
actually,
pay,
it comes out of your reserve money.
regardless of what we're paying, we have to increase our income as a city by that amount.
Mm-hmm.
There's
And aren't we
regardless, we
increasing?
could have $10 gazillion in our general fund, but if we don't show an $80,000 increase from 2022 to 2023, we're going to be sending a budget that's in the red that's going to get us in trouble with Nashville.
On your general fund, they don't like to see it. On the water sewer, it's different from the general fund. On the general water sewer, it is a business, just like a business. If you are in the red 3 years in a row, no matter how much money you got in that bank account, if you go in the red, in the audit, 3 years in a row, you have to go in front of the Water Sewer Board in Asheville. Then they tell you what you're going to have for water sewer.
And those are going to be increases.
Yes.
To balance
We're going to
the budget.
increase the water anyway in the sewer.
Well, we're
So we
working on that problem
Are
right
you saying
now.
that we don't have any money coming in? I mean, are we that
We've already
bad off?
raised the rates.
We're $40,000 in the hole on our water.
Well, you know what? I mean, we need a city manager, even if we have to do some cutting back. I mean, our employees
fire
can get insured. Not fire.
Well, I mean,
Cutting
we either
hours.
got to fire people, raise property taxes, or raise water and sewer rates. Those are really about the only thing that we can do, right?
No, I don't buy that. We can find somebody part-time.
That's what I'm asking. I'm trying to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, but we can find somebody part-time. We can do it. Unless you want to sit here. I'm telling the truth. I can't do this. I can't.
Take Jeff out of the equation. It's not like I'm talking
Because
about.
we're on the board.
I'm talking about creating this position. Like we've got. I've been like in April. I've been on board about severing this mayor city manager merger here. Like we need those to be two separate positions. I want to do that, but I don't know how we get there.
We got to get there.
I don't know.
I've been fighting this for years.
That's what I'm asking. Is how do we get there?
I mean, what?
Motion, don't you just need to
Just
vote
gotta
on it?
start.
If you don't want to cut, I'm just curious, if you don't want to cut water, sewer, or raise, I mean, if you don't want to raise water, sewer, or property tax, then how else are we going to get a city manager? I mean, cut.
Okay, everybody wants one, but they don't.
Yeah,
like,
well, then a part-time
I don't want to
city
vote for a
manager.
property tax increase.
I don't either.
Somebody will burn my house down.
How else is it going to happen?
Well, then you know what? Maybe the part-time city manager can work in the front. Some. I mean, there's got to be ways to do it.
I don't know how that would work.
Well, all I know, and I don't understand.
If you don't want to raise any of that, the next thing would be to fire, to let people go.
What other options do we have?
Heather,
I don't want to do that, but I don't want people to lose their job, but at
I don't
this
want
point,
nobody
let's
to
have
lose
enough money.
See, you know what you're talking about. Because nobody wants somebody to lose their job, sweetie.
That's exactly what I just
No,
said.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
Maybe you should start listening instead of having your head
Okay.
down the whole time.
Let's not devolve. Let's not devolve here. Like,
All right. So, Vice Mayor, you got any other questions?
why not?
This is
Yeah, go ahead, Miss Clark. Why not?
This has gotten out of control.
Ben.
You vote on it tonight, and you bring in those people. If you all decide later on that this does not work,
That's okay. Leave it
can
alone.
you back out of it?
Sorry.
I mean, can you move
Absolutely.
I mean, that's why I'm not voting on it. As I'm not in a position to do where I'm educated enough on the subject to make a vote.
Well, let's
I mean, if we want to vote, I mean,
Can
it's
we
been
just
withdrawn,
table
so it
it?
doesn't matter.
Okay, so again, we have a motion on the floor and a second to hire Alderwoman Keith. Would you like to withdraw that motion and make a motion to postpone?
I want to hire someone.
Okay, so are we?
We're not. It's not like we're going to hire them today, next week, or next month. What, does hiring a city manager scare somebody? What's to be afraid of?
So vote to
I mean,
hire
we
one,
may not-
and then we don't.
We may not even hire none.
I guess
Who
we can
knows?
vote to undo our vote.
What?
The prior one.
We got to get one first.
I mean, semantics. At this
We
point.
got to get one first. What if
Okay.
nobody applied?
So then, is it fair to ask that you withdraw the original motion and that you put forth a new motion to seek a town manager? I want the language to be clear for the record.
I want my language to be clear too. And no disrespect. And I've already said this. You sit up here and tell this, and people just go right along and don't have a problem with it. I have
Who's
a
going along with
problem.
what?
I have a problem. Not,
Are you,
well,
are
not,
you saying
no.
that I'm going along
I don't
with,
know
some-
if you
with
are
his
or not.
lies?
I don't know if you are or not. And I'm
This is like
really. But the thing about it is, I don't
vague
understand why
innuendo.
people
Like,
don't want to
we have
stand
a
up for
call
what is
meeting
right.
for a discussion
Well,
action town manager position. We've spent more time calling Jeff a liar than anything else that we've accomplished.
Listen.
If you want him out, we got to get this done.
Well, if
Talking
I want
about
him
him being a
out, all I
liar
got to do
isn't
is call
getting
up
this
for a
done.
vote. And I'm not calling him a liar. I know he lied.
Well,
Okay?
I'm
I know
not.
he did.
I'm not
And
here
I'm
to
not gonna
determine
argue
who's
with
telling
you,
the truth or
Ben.
not
I'm
on
not
whatever
gonna
issue.
argue with you.
Like,
We're out of order.
I'm
This
done.
meeting
I'm
is
done.
out of order.
Yes, it is. And
Now, let's bring
I
it into
apologize, citizens. I'm done.
We have a motion and second on the floor, and to paraphrase Alderwoman Keith, to hire a town manager. Is there any further discussion?
Not this time.
No.
Madam Recorder,
I'm
take
done.
a vote, please.
Okay. Alderwoman Key,
Yes.
Alderwoman Madison,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Adams,
No, not at this time.
Alderwoman Moretz,
No, not at this time.
I wish I never.
Alderwoman Venable.
Yes.
Do it again.
Motion passes by majority. Next item on the agenda is discussion and action on community service worker program adoption. Did everyone 3-2?
I didn't hear Julie's vote.
It was yes.
Okay.
You did receive this document in your packet just to explain the program, and I'm sure the Vice Mayor is intimately familiar with this program.
Yeah, could you explain a little bit to me about that?
What we would do in the past, we welcomed community service workers to come in and help out with the Public Works Department. There are certain specifications on how they're treated, when they can work, et cetera, et cetera. You have the agreement that I would potentially sign. I've already sent it to you. So with that is what I'm asking tonight is a motion to approve or deny.
That's just like the guys that are in jail come and
Yes, they're on probation.
Oh, okay.
They're on probation.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of options for them out there, and it's like working at the animal shelter. Like having more community service options is a great thing, and if we can have them, cleaning up our town, that's great. So I mean, I'm all for it.
Sounds good.
That being said, is there a motion?
I'll motion to approve that.
Motion
program.
to approve by Vice Mayor Adams.
I second it.
Second by Alderwoman Keith. Madam Recorder, take a vote, please.
Alderwoman Key,
Yes.
Alderwoman Madison,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Adams,
Yes.
Alderwoman Moretz,
Yes.
Alderwoman Venable.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes unanimously. Next item on the agenda is discussion and action, the request of the Bluff City Family Committee for dispensation. This was thoroughly reviewed in workshop. Is there a motion?
I'll motion.
Motion to approve by Vice Mayor Adams.
I second.
Second by Alderwoman Moretz. Madam Recorder, take a vote.
Alderwoman Key,
Yes.
Alderwoman Madison,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Adams,
Yes.
Alderwoman Moretz,
Yes.
Alderwoman Venable.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. With no further business, this meeting is adjourned.